Good morning, friends. Today we will learn about the arboviruses. It is a continuation of the previous presentation. In the previous lecture on the arboviruses, we learned about how these arboviruses are being classified. What are these arboviruses? What are the different viruses which have been classified under the arbovirus group? And few of the examples of the arbovirus. One of the important one was the chikungunya and the Japanese encephalitis. So today it is the continuation of that, and we will learn few more arboviruses which are very important viruses in our day-to-day life. So let's start. So today yellow fever, we will talk about yellow fever. So this yellow fever virus causes the yellow fever, and why this is called as yellow fever, as the name suggests that it is a fever, and fever along with your body is yellow. That means there is an involvement of liver. So fever is there, involvement of liver is there. There is a main clinical presentation is the jaundice. Now this yellow fever virus, it is endemic in West Africa and Central South America, and rest of the world is free of yellow fever. Even our country is also free of yellow fever. That is the good thing. So this induces the yellow fever, this yellow fever virus, and the disease involves mainly the liver. Along with that, kidney and heart can also be involved, and there are hemorrhagic manifestation. How it is being transmitted? That is, it is by the bite of the Aedes aegypti mosquito. So there are two type of cycles are there involvement in transmitting of this virus, that is the jungle cycle, and the it is also called a sylvatic cycle or the urban cycle. So in the jungle cycle, there are monkeys are there are mosquitoes. So this virus will move from monkeys to mosquito. That is by the bite they will take up the virus. And the humans are occasionally the host, because if someone is passing by through the forest, so there can that person can take this yellow fever virus. The another cycle is the urban cycle, where the humans and the mosquito are the two players among which this virus is moving. So humans are the host and the mosquito are taking up this virus. So how the liver is being involved? There is a cloudy and fatty degeneration and necrosis, concealment bodies and Torres body. These are the important MCQs which are being asked. So that has been seen in the yellow fever histologically. As the liver is being involved, it causes the jaundice, and from which the disease has get its name. There is a massive gastrointestinal hemorrhage, that is the black vomiting can occur, and the mortality rate is very high. In case of the yellow fever, that is the 50%. If there is an infection of any person or has taken any vaccination to prevent this infection, so there will be lifelong immunity. Now, this yellow fever virus, as it does not exist in India, why we are talking about this yellow fever virus? So we are talking because this Aedes mosquito is present in your country, and there is a very high chance if once this virus enters your country, it can cause a very serious problem in your country. So that is why what is our role, that we have to contain this infection and it should not come to our country. So we can restrict the entry of this via where, that is at the airport, that is from the endemic countries. The person who are coming to our country, they can bring this virus, and once this virus being established in this mosquito or in any person, then it can cause severe problems. So strict vigilance is enforced on the vaccination and quarantine for travel from the endemic areas. So now comes the laboratory diagnosis. How we can diagnose? That is similar. That is the main is the RT-PCR. It is a RNA virus. So you will go for the reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction. Serologically, we can go for the IgM antibody. Going for the IgG, so there should be fourfold increase in the antibody titer. So only supportive treatment for this yellow fever virus disease. how you can prevent, that is you can control the vector, that is the mosquito. So you have to stop the breeding of the mosquitoes. Then comes the vaccine, that is the most important player in this virus, in the prevention of this virus infection. So initially Dakar vaccine was being made, that was from the infected mouse brain. But the problem was that there was a side effect, that is the it can cause encephalitis because it has been formed from the infected mouse brain. So that is why a new vaccine come, that is a 17D vaccine, which is non-neurotropic, and it is given by the subcutaneous routes. Only single dose is needed. It is being manufactured in the Central Drug Research Institute, Kasauli, and it gives immunity for almost 35 years. But any person who is coming from the endemic zone for the yellow fever virus, when he will come to the airport to our country, so vaccination is mandatory. So they should have a certificate that they have taken the vaccine, either they are going to or they are traveling from endemic zone. So that certificate is valid for start from 10 days. So on the day you have taken the vaccination, from counting from that day, after 10 days only your certificate validity will start, and 10 days to 10 years. That is very important MCQ being asked in the Viva question. So for yellow fever virus, you need, if you're traveling to any endemic zone or you are coming from any endemic zone, so you need this vaccination certificate, that is 10 days to 10 years. Although it provides immunity to 35 years, but this is not valid. So just remember 10 days to 10 years. Now where this vaccination is contraindicated, so children less than 9 months, it is being contraindicated, and in the zone where there is epidemic for this yellow fever virus, there it is less than 6 months. So above 6 months you can give this vaccine, but usually it is being given above 9 months. Then in pregnancy it is contraindicated, HIV infected people, and if there is any allergy to egg, so all these, it is the contraindicated, you cannot give this vaccine. And one thing important that you will learn in the community medicine, that is the Aedes aegypti index. So that is very important, and it should be less than 1. It should be less than 1 surrounding the airport 400 मीटर. So आपका जो airport है वहां से 400 मीटर तक इसका जो index है, it should be less than 1. So ये होता क्या है, what is this index? Aedes aegypti index, that is आपकी mosquito की breeding को check कर रहे हैं कि आसपास जो है airport के क्या index है, that is उसका alternative name है Breteux index. Now this Breteux or the Aedes aegypti index, it should be less than 1. That is number of containers which are showing the breeding of Aedes aegypti larvae, and it is being divided by the number of houses surveyed multiplied by 1000. So ये जो ratio है कि कितने containers में ये mosquito का larva मिला, and divided by the how many houses you have traced for this larva, that has to be divided and multiplied by 1000. If ये index less than 1 है, so the situation is in control, there is very low risk for the entry of this virus. So ये बहुत important है कि airport की surrounding में 400 meters तक the index should be the less than 1. So now coming the dengue virus, so which is very important. Every year we have to worry about this dengue infection, and usually this is the time which is going on for this infection. So this dengue virus, usually there are 4 types of dengue virus, dengue 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5th strain has also been identified in 2003 in the Bangkok. It's not in India. India में आपकी 4 strains ही हैं. और what is the vector, क्योंकि arbovirus में हर जगह आपके vector हैं, so it is the Aedes mosquito. So maximum infections में Aedes है. In Japanese you have the Culex. So Aedes aegypti is the main mosquito, फिर Aedes albopictus भी है. So what is the extensive incubation period, that is 8 to 10 days, and no other host other than human have been identified. तो इसमें जो cycle आपकी होती है, that is between the mosquito and the humans. once the person is infected and when the virus is in blood, that is when the viremia is going on. Viremia means जब आपका जो virus है is present in the blood and the person is manifesting with the viral symptoms. So उस समय जो होता है वो virus आपके blood में होता है, that is the viremic stage. And at that time when the mosquito bite that person, so that will take up the virus. And virus फिर mosquito में हमेशा रहेगा. So the mosquito will take up this virus and will remain there in the mosquito. So at that time the mosquito will take up, and when it will bite another person, so there it can transmit the virus to other person. So what are the clinical presentation, how this dengue person who has been infected with this virus? So there will be same feature similar to chikungunya, fever होगा, malaise होगा, headache होगा, and retrobulbar pain and pain in the joints also. But main इसमें जो होगा आपका जो joint pain है, pain जो होगा इसमें bone में रहेगा, and the pain which was there in the chikungunya, that is more severe and more prolonged. इसमें आपका इतना prolonged नहीं होता, इसमें आपका week का होगा, जितने दिन आपको fever रहा, that is the breakbone fever. बट चिकनगुनिया में आपका मंथ्स तक रहता है. इवन देयर इज नो फीवर, नो मैलिस, बट द पेन इन द जॉइंट इज very severe and it will continue for many days, for many months. So that is the very important feature to differentiate between the two. Then there can be lymphadenopathy and rashes. Fever is typically biphasic. पहले fever आएगा, subside कर जाएगा, and then again it can come and it remain for 5 to 7 days. So how this has been classified, जो presentation होती है इसकी डेंगू की, that is the old classification जो थी, that was the जो 1997 में WHO has given, that is the classical dengue, जिसमें आपके same features आएंगे which I have told you in the previous slide. Then second is the dengue hemorrhagic fever. So in the hemorrhagic fever you will have the simultaneously classical dengue की features will be there, along with that there will be hemorrhagic manifestation. So bleeding manifestations आने लगेंगी, platelets will go down, hematocrit will raise by 20%, and there could be hepatomegaly. And in this stage, in the dengue hemorrhagic fever stage, we can detect the hemorrhages test we can do, that is the tourniquet test किया जाता है, that is positive. Tourniquet test is positive, that is more than 20 petechiae spots per square inch area in the cubital fossa. So tourniquet किया जाएगा and you will notice कि कितने petechiae spots are there. If the count is more than 20 per square inch of the cubital fossa, then it shows the hemorrhagic condition. So one is the classical dengue, second is the dengue hemorrhagic fever. So fever होगा, dengue के features होंगे, along with that hemorrhagic manifestation, bleeding हो सकती है, platelets when you will measure it will go down, hematocrit will raise. Then comes the dengue shock syndrome. So shock syndrome में shock वाले features आ जाएंगे, that is pulse will be weak and rapid. Extremities कैसी होंगी? cold स्किन होगी, हाइपोटेंशन हो सकता है. सो द जो भी शॉक के फीचर्स होते हैं, सो ऑल विल बी देयर. सो दीज आर द 3 स्टेजेस व्हिच वर गिवन: क्लासिकल डेंगू, डेंगू हेमरेजिक फीवर एंड डेंगू शॉक सिंड्रोम. Then WHO has given a new classification in 2009. And what was that classification? That was, they have classified only 2 categories: dengue with or without warning sign. डेंगू के फीचर्स तो हैं ही, वो फीवर, मैलिस, हेडेक, रेट्रोबल्बर पेन, ब्रेक बोन फीवर, दैट इज बोन में भी पेन है. सो whether there are warning signs or no warning signs, and another is the severe dengue. So dengue with or without warning sign and severe dengue. So dengue with warning sign क्या हो सकते हैं? warning sign में आपका लीवर का इन्वॉल्वमेंट हो, ठीक है, एंड नोजिया, वॉमिटिंग, टॉर्निकेट टेस्ट पॉजिटिव आए, ल्यूकोपीनिया हो जाए. सीवियर डेंगू में आपका शॉक आ जाएगा. एक और वार्निंग साइन में लाइक एब्डोमिनल पेन हो सकता है. ब्लीडिंग के साइन मीन्स यहाँ पे इन्होंने क्या करा, हेमरेजिक और उसको कंबाइन कर दिया है. जस्ट दे हैव मेंशन द सिम्टम्स. एब्डोमिनल पेन है, persistent vomiting है, mucosal bleed है, so all hematocrit हो गया, platelet down हो गया. So all these things have been classified in the with or without warning sign. सीवियर डेंगू में आपका शॉक में चला जाएगा पेशेंट, रेस्पिरेटरी डिस्ट्रेस हो सकता है, और आपका सीएनएस इम्पेयर्ड हो सकता है, कॉन्शियसनेस इम्पेयर्ड हो सकती है, और हार्ट और ऑर्गन में आपके इन्वॉल्वमेंट और फेलियर आ जाए. So that is a new classification which has been given in 2009. Now, what is the pathogenesis for this virus? होता क्या है? That is the main thing जो होता है आपका, like you have been infected from a one serotype. Like we have 4 serotype and all the 4 serotype are circulating in our country. Like if we have been infected once, first time हमें infection हुआ and we have been infected from a serotype, like serotype 1. So there are two type of antibodies will be formed in response to the entry of this virus. So एक होगी neutralizing antibody and another is the non-neutralizing antibody. Neutralizing means that antibody will neutralize the effect of that virus. So that antibody will be formed against the infective serotype. अगर मुझे टाइप 1 से इन्फेक्शन हुआ है, डेंगू की जो स्ट्रेन है टाइप 1 सेरोटाइप से मुझे इन्फेक्शन हुआ, सो द एंटीबॉडी न्यूट्रलाइजिंग एंटीबॉडी विल बी फॉर्म अगेंस्ट द टाइप 1. सो इसको वो न्यूट्रलाइज कर देगी, एंड जो नॉन न्यूट्रलाइजिंग एंटीबॉडी विल बी फॉर्म, दैट विल बी फॉर्म अगेंस्ट द अदर सेरोटाइप, जैसे 2, 3, 4 इनके अगेंस्ट बना. एंड ये जो एंटीबॉडी बनती है दे आर लाइफ लॉन्ग. सेकेंड जो होता है दैट इज जब सेकेंडरी आपको, दिस इज द प्राइमरी इन्फेक्शन. सेकेंडरी मीन्स आपका वो कुछ प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुआ, फीवर मैलेज आया और खुद ठीक हो गया. सेकेंडरी इन्फेक्शन जब होगा, इफ इट इज प्राइमरी के अगेंस्ट तो एंटीबॉडी है, सो सेकेंडरी अगेंस्ट द अनदर सेरोटाइप. अगर किसी और सीरोटाइप से होता है, सो द नॉन न्यूट्रलाइजिंग एंटीबॉडी विच हैज बीन फॉर्म इन द प्राइमरी इन्फेक्शन, व्हाट दे विल डू, क्योंकि ये न्यूट्रलाइज तो करती नहीं है, सो व्हाट दे विल डू, दे विल नॉट हेल्प यू, दे विल हेल्प द वायरस. सो ये वायरस को कोट कर लेती हैं, दे विल सराउंड दिस वायरस and will protect from the immune system. So now this strain is safe and now the serious problems will come. आप जो है पेशेंट जब सेकेंडरी में उसका जब इन्फेक्शन होता है, और इट ऑल्सो डिपेंड अपॉन द स्ट्रेन ऑल्सो. इट हैज बीन सीन कि अगर टाइप 1 स्ट्रेन के बाद टाइप 2 स्ट्रेन का इन्फेक्शन होता है, सो वो मोस्ट डेंजरस बताया गया. जितना भी एपिडेमियोलॉजिकल स्टडीज की जाती है, यहाँ पे देखा जाता है कि जो पेशेंट को इन्फेक्शन हो रहा है, पहले भी उनको डेंगू का हुआ है, फिर दोबारा इस साल भी हो गया, सो दे हैव सीन कि कौन से स्ट्रेन के बाद कौन से स्ट्रेन के इन्फेक्शन में मैक्सिमम कॉम्प्लिकेशंस, हेमरेजिक मैनिफेस्टेशन, this severe dengue has been seen. So they have noted कि type 1 dengue strain 1 serotype 1 के बाद अगर serotype 2 से इन्फेक्शन होता है, so most of the patient में complications noted की गई हैं. So this is the concept why the secondary infection with the this dengue virus is more complicated and more dangerous. So this is called as the antibody dependent enhancement. That is, the antibody is helping the virus and enhancing its response. Laboratory diagnosis. So how we can diagnose, that is main है आपका antigen testing. That is we can go for the NS1 antigen which you can, जहाँ आपका first day of the fever, first day, like from fever only you will know कि मुझे कुछ हुआ है. And usually डेंगू में क्या होता है कि fever जो होता है, you are taking the paracetamol, you are taking the antipyretic drugs, and it usually it not being goes, only the fever goes down little bit, and after 4 you will not feel कि fever एक बार भी disappear हुआ. That is a very important sign when you have dengue. And so from the first day of the fever you can go for the test. That is very important. NS1 antigen और वो positive आता है. If you have this dengue infection, you go Clear cut, you can go for the NS1 antigen, ICT, immunochromatographic tests are there, and they give very good result, have a very good sensitivity and specificity. Then you can go for the antibody. तो antibody में थोड़ा time लगेगा. You can go for that. That is the 5 to 7 days later. तो 5 से 7 दिन बाद एंटीबॉडी, किसी भी एंटीबॉडी का टेस्ट किसी भी इन्फेक्शन के लिए आप कभी भी करवाएं, so you have to wait at least for 5 to 7 days. उसी के बाद आपकी IgM एंटीबॉडी रोल में आएगी. So IgM एंटीबॉडी you can go for, that is the ICT. उसमें भी immunochromatographic tests are there. जो रैपिड टेस्ट होते हैं, within 15-20 minutes you will get the results. And you can also go for the ELISA. Then IgG भी है. So IgG will show you remote infections क्योंकि वो पॉजिटिव रहेगा. Then so these are the main tests. Diagnostically हम लोग यही यूज करते हैं, NS1 करते हैं, IgM करते हैं, IgG करते हैं. But for the research purposes, you can go for the isolation, that is the human cell lines, insect cell lines, and mosquitoes में भी कर सकते हैं, that is the intracellular inoculation. That is the same which I have told you in the arboviruses diagnosis. Then, so that is for the diagnosis, what all tests we can do. And आपका molecular technique is always there. किसी भी arbovirus में if you have confusion, you can go for the molecular test, that is the RT-PCR. Now comes the Zika virus. So Zika virus is a new emerging virus, and this is a single-stranded RNA virus. It belongs to the family Flaviviridae. Monkeys are the reservoirs. So reservoirs क्या करते हैं, virus को in that time when the cycle is not going on, so they will keep them as a, वहां पे वो safely virus रहते हैं. And when the someone this arboviral agent vector will take up the virus and will spread among the population. So this is transmitted by the mosquito bite. Here is also the Aedes mosquito is there. And what are the different routes? That is by the mosquito bite. And this is very important, that is mother to child. Why this virus is important to know? That it can be transmitted during the pregnancy. Mother to child transmission, and sexually it can also be transmitted. So since 1947, when this virus was discovered, till 2007, for so many years, only 14 cases had been reported throughout the world. But it became important when in 2007, 108 cases have been, there was an outbreak in Yap Island. So half of them were confirmed and half of them were probable cases. In 2015, 2016, that is in this duration, it was approximately 5 lakh cases came up. And that was the situation when all over the world it was starting coming in the news that the Zika virus is causing trouble, and maximum cases, approximately 2 lakh out of 5 lakh, 2 lakh cases were from Brazil. Other countries which were severely affected, that is the Puerto Rico, Colombia, Mexico. So in February 2016, WHO declared Zika virus outbreak as a public health emergency of international concern. In India also 3 confirmed cases have come up in 2017, that is in Gujarat. So what are the clinical manifestation? That is the fever with rash, that is the main feature जो इसमें आएगा, fever with rash. जो बच्चों में, like if the child has been transmitted from the mother, so the child who will be born, that is fetal anomaly. That is the most distressing, most problematic with this virus, that it is affecting the children who are newborn. So it is causing the fetal anomaly, microcephaly. And the thing is that you are getting the infection just by the mosquito bite. So that is very important, that we are getting these newborns with the anomaly, with mental retardation. If there is microcephaly, so it is a microcephaly means कि head size उसमें बच्चे का छोटा है. So the child will be mentally retarded. And there are other fetal anomalies. Few have been noted with the Guillain-Barré syndrome that you will learn when you will learn about the medicine. So that is the most distressing problem with the Zika virus, why it has been so important to know. How you can diagnose, that is the RT-PCR, reverse transcriptase polymerase chain reaction, also IgM antibody. Now comes the Quensor forest disease. So this is a hemorrhagic fever which was found in Karnataka state in 1957 in India. Several dead monkeys were noticed in a forest in Shimoga district where there was, and they have noted that the villagers living in those areas, they have a severe prostrating illness. So it was named as Quensor forest disease after the name of the place जहाँ पे first isolate किया गया, and it has a sudden onset with fever, headache, conjunctivitis, myalgia and severe prostration. Prostration means severe, you are feeling that you are not feeling good, your body is not having any energy, so that is severe prostration. Some cases develop hemorrhage into the skin, mucosa and viscera, and the outbreak locally known as monkey fever started with the dead monkey. So forest birds and small mammals, they are the reservoir host, and it leads to the fatal disease, but they are unlikely to be the primary reservoir, but only they are amplifier host. Because monkeys क्या हो रहे हैं इसमें, monkeys जो हैं वो dead हो जा रहे हैं, so they cannot be the reservoir. Reservoir में क्या होता है कि कोई manifestation नहीं होगी और उन्हें affect नहीं करेगा virus. So mainly जो है यहाँ पे जो monkeys हैं, they are the amplifiers. और इसमें जो है ट्रांसमिट कौन कर रहा है यहाँ पे, हेमाफाइसलिस टिक्स. सो हर जगह आपके मॉस्किटोज इन्वॉल्व है, बट इन दिस क्वांसर फॉरेस्ट डिजीज टिक्स आर द which are transmitting the infection. So a killed KFD virus vaccine was used in a small field trial, but it appeared to provide a little bit protection. So now comes to the quick revision. So today we learned about few of the remained arboviruses. One of that was the yellow fever. So yellow fever virus causes yellow fever. Why it is being called as yellow fever? Because it is a fever along with the jaundice. Now this yellow fever virus has two cycles. It is being transmitted by the bite of the Aedes mosquito. There is one is jungle cycle, वहाँ पे आपके monkeys and mosquito की cycle रहती है. Urban में human and mosquito. लीवर का इन्वॉल्वमेंट होता है, किडनी एंड हार्ट कैन ऑल्सो गेट इन्वॉल्व, एंड इसमें भी मैसिव हेमरेज हो सकता है. मोर्टेलिटी रेट इज वेरी हाई, 50% है. इन इंडिया येट देयर इज नो केस, एंड that is why we have to be careful. We have to if any there are the rules at the airport. If anyone is going to the endemic zone, so they have this when they are coming from the endemic zone, they should have the yellow fever vaccine certificate, which is applicable for 10 days, starting from 10 days to 10 years. And what is that vaccine? That is the 17D vaccine. Subcutaneously only single dose is needed. And the second virus we learned about, that is a dengue virus, which has 4 strains, and fifth strain has been isolated in 2013 in the Bangkok, but in our country we have only 4 strains, 4 serotypes, and it is also being transmitted by the bite of the mosquitoes, that is the Aedes mosquito, and there is the fever, headache, malaise, rectobulbar pain, and in the bones, in the joints, there are also pain. Classification has been given, that is the classical dengue, dengue hemorrhagic, and dengue shock syndrome. In 2009, the classification by WHO has been changed. It is now dengue with or without warning signs and severe dengue. How we can diagnose? Diagnosis is done by the NS1 antigen, that is you can do on the first day of the fever. If you want to go for the antibody detection, like if you have delayed it, thinking about something else कि कोई और infection हो सकता है, so if you are going for later, so antibody वहाँ पे ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा. IgM, IgG can go for the immunochromatography or by ELISA. Isolation can be done on the various cell lines or mosquito intracerebral inoculation. That is mainly for the research purposes. Then molecular techniques, so that is the RT-PCR. Then Zika virus, that is a single stranded RNA virus belong to Flavividae. monkeys. Monkeys are the reservoirs, and how it is being transmitted, that is the Aedes mosquito. Important thing, it is being transmitted by mosquito bite, mother to child transmission, and also sexually. Maximum cases जो इसका outbreak start हुआ, that was in 2015-16, where more than 5 lakh cases were there. Maximum cases वहीं से हुए जहाँ पहले भी report हुए थे, that is the Brazil. And what has been noted, mainly जो features आए हैं, fever with rash, and in children's newborn, if the mother is being infected, वो बच्चे को transmit हुआ, and the newborns जो होंगे वो fetal congenital anomalies born हुए, and they could be microcephaly or mental retardation. So in India, 3 cases already have been confirmed, cases have been reported till date, and how we can diagnose, that is the RT-PCR. Now comes the important questions. So क्या important question arboviruses से आ सकते हैं? तो one is the long question. Directly arbovirus पे long question, classify arbovirus, what are define arboviruses, classify, and how to diagnose these arboviruses. So direct आपका long question 10 marks का आ सकता है. Then short note आपका कोई भी आ सकता है. Even dengue can come as a long question. It is one of the favorite question among the arboviruses, dengue. क्योंकि इसका हमेशा हर बार कुछ ना कुछ आउटब्रेक्स रहते हैं. सो डेंगू का पूछा जाता है. एक चिकनगुनिया का लास्ट ईयर चिकनगुनिया पे बहुत रिपोर्टिंग हुई थी, बहुत केसेस आए थे. सो चिकनगुनिया कैन कम एज अ शॉर्ट नोट. देन जीका वायरस, दैट कैन कम एज शॉर्ट नोट. वन इज द येलो फीवर. यूजुअली एज इट इज नॉट प्रेजेंट इन आवर कंट्री, सो यूजुअली वाइवा क्वेश्चंस में ज्यादा पूछा जाता है अबाउट दैट सर्टिफिकेट. किसमें और एंड द एमसीक्यूज में बहुत इसका क्वेश्चन पूछे जाते हैं. शॉर्ट नोट रेयरली कम, बट यू हैव टू नो अबाउट द येलो फीवर. Japanese encephalitis can come, that is very important, that can come as a short note. So that is all for the today's lecture. If you have any doubt, any queries, all queries are welcomed. So please write me if you have any doubt regarding any topic. Thank you.